Hey everybody, failed entrepreneur back again. Crappy videos every day, so subscribe because you wouldn't want to miss this. And it's, I think, the 10th day of these race riots, George Floyd riots, Black Lives Matter riots, police brutality riots. I don't know what you're calling them, but they show no signs of slowing down anytime soon. We're heading into the weekend. That will be unfortunately interesting. And I said the other day, I think we hit a peak, but I don't know. Maybe I spoke too soon, and maybe it was just a little breather while we will see. I think this weekend is gonna either show it's the new norm and it's just something that we should expect, like Corona, or maybe we'll see things finally get under control. I mean, if you live in one of these hot zones, you can't say you're like been caught off guard, or you can't say you haven't had time to like respond. I don't know what's going on. It's literally a breakdown of the social order. But these are all videos I made in the past. Question is today though, what are these riots for? What is the goal? We were seeing a new goal pop up now, and it's not justice for George Floyd. Let's be honest. If that was the case, it would have happened a while ago. The officers involved, all four, have been arrested and charged for his death. I think second-degree murder is what it is. So if that was what people were protesting, marching for, they should have ended a while ago. But they're still going on and still seem to be growing. So don't let a good opportunity go to waste, I guess. And now it seems like that this movements, which is equal parts peaceful protest and equal parts rioting, the two are linked, and that's a little disturbing. But anyway, what are they going to use this momentum for now? And it seems to be war against the police, defunding the police, getting rid of the police is maybe the end goal or solution now. Some really, I don't want to say, some people I guess are connecting the dots and realize that, well, if police brutality is such a horrible prevalent thing, then I guess the only way to really get rid of it is just eliminate the police. And so we're seeing that now. Calls to, again, defund or eliminate police, literally in Minneapolis, the hotbed of all this. No exaggeration there. I guess the city council or board or whatever is, I guess, in talks of finding ways to literally cancel the police, cancel culture at its highest. Cancel the police, get rid of them, and then start over from scratch with something new. They're literally talking about eliminating the police department when they probably need them like the most. Oh, if this is not a winning campaign issue, man, I don't know what is. Go ahead and, yes, run with this all the way into 2020. Run on a platform of getting rid of police and see what happens. I would love to see that happen. I'm being facetious, but unfortunately, I think we might be seeing that happen. This is what happens when you fall asleep in your civics class, or you didn't care or never had to take one. This is going to be a weird conversation. So the reason we have police is that people do bad things. Police are there to protect your rights. They're protecting your property. They're protecting your family. They're protecting your life and your safety. Because let's be honest, there are bad actors in society. Not everyone is nice. There are bad people out there. Look around at the riots. People who will take advantage of others if given the opportunity. These are your neighbors. These are your coworkers. This is society. And so police are there to protect you when you can't protect yourself. Because again, humanity, we are flawed. We're a failed creature, right? You got good and bad, good and evil in humanity. And because governments and police, which is part of that, are extensions of that humanity, or they're populated by that society, you're going to get all of the good and the bad in them as well, right? This is why you are always going to have greedy, selfish, narcissistic politicians, because they just represent, to some extent, the people that they come from. Police departments, any profession is like this, right? You're gonna have jerks. You're gonna have people who can't handle themselves. That's just the way it is, because police don't just represent; they are a slice of that society. Again, for better or for worse. I'm not saying that they need to be perfect angels. We want to hold them to high standards, of course. But I'm just being realistic. Sorry if I'm pooing on your parade, but that's just the way it is. You're gonna have bad actors no matter what. And getting rid of the police, I guess, eliminate all the good officers to get rid of those few bad apples. But I don't know if that's really gonna fix any problem, or you're just, again, creating a whole slew of more problems that I don't know if you long-term thinking, even short-term thinking. I don't know if people are realizing what they're talking about here. And maybe they're just trying to score some points with the mob. I don't get it. But wait, failed entrepreneur. No. They're talking about defunding the police and taking that money and putting it into more social programs, like helping out the homeless and drug counseling or mental health, which we are severely in need of probably all of those things. But that doesn't eliminate crime. You got people who commit crimes who aren't on drugs, who aren't homeless, who don't have mental issues. They're just jerks. They just take advantage. They're just cruel. Whatever the reason is that people commit crime, it's not going to stop just because you get rid of police. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to encourage more crime. Again, this is a surreal conversation to have to try and explain. If I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments how I don't understand law enforcement or law and order, or just humanity. I don't get it. But you're gonna have people take advantage, and I would imagine if you severely reduce the number of police on the street, you're gonna have quite an increase of crime. You're gonna have a lot more issues. You may not have police brutality, but I promise you're going to have a lot more people on people brutality. Is that okay? Is that fine? I think we want more safety. I think we want to not live in fear. I think we want to protect our families and our possessions and our freedoms, and just trusting everyone to be on their best behavior. And we got some programs for that, or there's some help you can seek, is going to make everything better. I mean, you could try that. I mean, if you want to see what it looks like when there's no law and order, there's plenty of failed states in the news right now. Go crack open any history book and you tell me what you learned. It doesn't end very well. Just go and look at the news today. When there's no police in some of these cities, people are acting ridiculous. People are getting killed. People are getting robbed. You're going to have to stay at home now. You won't be able to leave and go to work because you're going to have to stay home and protect your property at all times and your family. You need to go out and arm yourselves to protect, because the police aren't going to be there. So I don't get it. It just is so strange. And these are like the elected leaders, in these governments who don't understand how government, I guess, works. Oh my goodness. We're in some serious, this is just a failure of education, I guess. I don't know. It's just, I'm bewildered every day at the new straws that people are grasping towards. I don't get it, but this is where the movement, I think, seems to be going now, since George Floyd got his justice. Doesn't mean that these cops are acquitted and executed and murdered. Justice means they get their day in court, and we get the facts, and we get all sides, and the jury of their peers will determine their innocence or guilt. That's justice, vigilante justice, which is what we're seeing in the streets now, taking matters into your own hands. Again, doesn't usually go very well. And again, look in history, we've seen this where the mob just starts picking and choosing, who's on the shit list today, and start going after them, and it spirals out of control really quickly because there's no police around to enforce fairness and safety and laws. But I guess you got a couple bad police officers that just ruin it for everybody else. Whatever happened to tolerance and patience and love. Disturbing how quickly those are discarded by those who seem to champion them the most, is a way to strike while that iron is hot and get their way. Like I said, the social contract is just being torn every single day, and I don't know how much is going to be left as people accept this, look the other way, and as this becomes more not the norm, but this becomes more the narrative. And that's a scary place to be, because sooner or later the mob will come after you. And now, look in the news, there's stories of looters being looted by other looters or being attacked by them. It's just, violence is never the answer. I think that's what a lot of the anti-rioters were saying in the beginning, but they got called racist or unfeeling or uncaring. And again, newsflash, you can be against police brutality and you can be against violence and rioting at the same time. Those actually, it's the same it's the same argument being applied to two different circumstances. But I don't understand how you can be against police brutality and at least dismissive of violence and rioting. That is a little hypocritical. That is conflicting, but that seems to be, again, acceptable or popular these days. And I guess you are racist if you call people out on their bullshit. So it's very sad. This is very, very sad. Tons of other thoughts. I only want to do one video a day, so I'll save more ranting for later. But we will see how much traction this gets. We'll see just how much, LA is talking about defunding the police. Minneapolis just eliminating them entirely. Maybe those are conversations you can talk about it. You can have when things are relatively peaceful. But in times of violence and in the hot zone that we're in right now, getting rid of police, well, you try that and you see what happens. I hate to say, if you live in one of those communities where this is being discussed, get out. Seriously look at leaving, because if this is where things are trending, unless you're want to do criminal activities, I guess maybe this is a good thing for you. But if you want to just live your life in peace and be left kind of alone, obviously that's not acceptable right there. So just here's a tip. Seriously, go move in somewhere else, friends or family, or go looking for other jobs in other places, because that's not a place you want to be. And heaven forbid this actually happens. I can't really imagine eliminating the police. But if that happens, you don't want to be there, especially if you got your kid. These are weird times. Failed entrepreneur. I got things to do today. You do too. Be safe. Have common sense. Be careful. Be mindful. Find grace. All that stuff. And I'll catch you later. I'm sure something else crazy will happen to talk about tomorrow. All right. Later.